And named this bad boy after a nuclear bomb, obviously. The fat man that got dropped over Nagasaki yielded at 21 kilotons, yielding about 13 kilograms of plutonium. Plutonium is such a scary element, dude. Luckily, plutonium is extremely rare in nature, in my opinion. People say it's impossible to find nature. You can find it. However, only atoms of natural plutonium exist because, it's just man-made. We have to actually make this. How do you fire it? Where's the trigger on this thing? I wonder if you pull that piston in the front that acts like a vertical grip. Ah! Charisma -5, endurance -8, luck -2. Oh, ravenous. They can literally land right in the middle of a city, but they can't fly in midair. What the hell is wrong with vertebrate pilots? Dude, I think I have a good idea for how I'm going to play my actual survival playthrough. I'm going to roll with Brotherhood Minutemen. Brotherhood because you get artillery and you can call Minutemen to your location. Brotherhood because of this right here, because you can get flown anywhere in the map. Dude. Pull up. What the hell are Raiders doing in the common? And I killed Swan, but it's weird how they're going in the common. Even if you hate or love the Brotherhood, you gotta give them props to actually building a fully functioning blimp. Oops, there we go.
Over here. Hi. Nothing to report right now, Knight. With your reconnoiter of the Institute complete, you finally have first-hand knowledge about that facility.
Dude, someone could literally take a 50 cal and shoot that ship and blow it down, possibly.
Hey, move here. Hey.
Dance? Yep, there's Dance. I'm actually not doing bad as a power armor user. You probably can't move this. One day, I think when I actually do my... And now we have intel on those little piggies. It really is following the shit. I knew like you couldn't... I didn't think you would actually be unusable anymore. But you can build a way up... Aww. That's a bummer. Man, if you could build up here, oh look, all the sorts of things you can do up here. How many of these nades do I have left? 5. I have a good amount. Man, I hate to be this guy standing here doing nothing all day.
Hesitating to pull the trigger on any of the Commonwealth stuff. Elder Maxim.
Lancer Captain Kells has informed me that the Institute's on high alert, and you're to blame. Explain yourself, Knight.
I didn't realize it would make you so angry.
Didn't realize.
Oh boy.
Instructions were clear. You were to infiltrate the Institute, find Doctor, and convince her to...
Oh.
My apologies, Elder.
Apologies are needed. Brotherhood soldiers take responsibility for...
Shit, I forgot to actually get that Lee chick.
...emergency plan that's already being put into effect. It shouldn't... Now, I believe you still possess an important piece. I want you to bring it to her. And Knight,
Hey, at least I got you some data. Yeah, that one's on me. I should have gone to Dr. Lee. I did not realize I'd have to go to Dr. Lee. At least I got the Institute data right. Now, just... and wait for my robot to die. Probably have to come back and heal him. And there he goes. Bam! He's dead. Maybe it'd be smart to actually fly down.
Here.
Hey, this is a practice run. At least now we know to actually go get that, Dr. Lee chick.
No time to waste. There's work to be done. Give me a laser rifle and power armor, and I'll team up. Yeah. Here's your holotape, Proctor.
Oh, yeah, right.
Thanks. You know?
She doesn't have any legs.
Wasn't sure what the interceptor.
I wonder how the hell she's bending her legs. Like, look at her knees. So, I forgot that she was actually an amputee. That's actually kind of cool how she has power in her frame to move around. Must be annoying having to constantly get fusion cores, but it's better than not walking at all, I guess.
Gee, I don't understand. I'll get this holotape. I'm dying to find out what's on it.
Hopefully it'll reveal.
That would be the best. Before we jump to conclusions, let's see what. I'm sure the Institute has all of their data heavily encrypted, so after that, we'll have to see what we've got. In the meantime, I've got a new assignment. So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty.
He didn't tell me anything.
Makes sense. We've been. Come on. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a.
We're probably getting dangerously close to pissing off the Institute. Well, she doesn't even have a valve to open herself up.
Pridwin might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting.
Has to suck if you have to go take a restroom break, having to crawl out of that armor. This weird things saying how inconvenient. It's like wearing jeans, dude. I hate wearing jeans. There's technical talk. Liberty Prime.
It's the most advanced robot has ever had.
Ooh, toolbox. Toolbox. Toolbox.
We've spent the better part of the last few years piecing it back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded.
Proctor.
In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational.
He's parts.
No problem.
Because this, now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts full. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding to get them working. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile. every time we try to feed.
That doesn't sound hard.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll just run down to the local giant robot store and buy myself some how-to meal. As much as I hate to admit it, Prime's power systems are out of order. What we need is a robotics expert. There's someone in Diamond City who fits the bill. Her name's Professor Scar. Locals say she's a wizard, but why don't you head over there? Oh, and take this once she sees one of those cerebro fusion adapters. I'm pretty sure she'll have a tough time saying, in the meantime, I'll prep Prime's CPU and...
What is this thing? Just start taking out everybody here. Dude, look at the damage I could do to this guy.
For vertebrate, she has the years of superiority we need to begin this war.
Let's see how white this is for future reference. Eight wide. Adhesive, no. Let's see, rubber is good. Circuitry is good. I think it's ceramic that we have a problem with. Yep, it's ceramic.
Hey.
Oh shit. We need 6 more ceramic. Pretty sure I saw some mugs. Let's go thieve some mugs from Halen, the place, or wherever the ship is. Well, duh, no crap.
Feels good to walk with friends.
One. Anyway, mind me, ooh, drugs. Guys, I don't see you guys using it. That was 1 ceramic. We need more. Hey, I'm representing the Brotherhood. I'm just taking your technology, i.e. the technology to hold and contain a liquid into one singular piece, also called mugs. I need mugs. I need a few of them, to be exact. Ooh, I'll take that one right there. Just being a dick, just stealing everybody's stuff. Oh, that is just a... Oh, yes, yes. Listen, you're just storing this ammo here for no one to use. I don't see anyone else using it. I'll also take you.
Have you ever fired a minigun?
Yes. Choose your ammo like paper. Now we're suffering with drift again. Oh, it's the... And overweight? Oh no, no we're not. No, now we are. You guys gotta have that closed because what if something comes in from there, right? Holy.
Whack out here or find a place to stay.
Oh man, if I'm late for muscle one more time, Chelsea's gonna have me doing 100 push-ups.
Anyone have any ceramic I can permanently borrow? And not steal but permanently borrow? Oh, I already looted all that. I did. Hey, I don't see you guys using this, so hey, it's fair game.
Call me old-fashioned. There's nothing better than being boots on the ground.
It's stuck.
Oh, crap, someone just leave that on the ground? Dude. Yeet! Some dude is just gonna get doinked in the head with a freaking lantern, like, who threw this off? Kells? Yep, that's him. Why are you guys just leaving these guns all laying around? You should have an armory. Seriously, just put all your guns in one spot. That's what an armory's for, my friends.
Proximity sensors green.
Control systems all reporting back nominal.
I love this video. Loudest thunderclap ever.
For my
Dude,
business,
he is
it's
not wrong. This is a pretty loud thunderclap.
functionality and
Attention. Delta Team Lead, report to the bridge. Delta Team Lead to the bridge.
Holy
Shit!
Holy shit!
Holy shit! I'll gladly take more of these. Even if it means I have to spend a little bit. £48, dude. Combined with the, dude, that damage that should be higher for how much missiles are. Someone has to have ceramic. I'm going crazy. Holy. That stealth boy? Shut.
Tegan might have what you need.
I need ceramic. I need ceramic.
You're the new knight I heard about.
I need ceramic. Just like 5 more. Dun dun. I don't care. I must have some ceramic.
Don't let Maxim's age fool you. He's a brilliant tactician and an experienced soldier.
Oh, look at how cute this little cooking pot is. I'm just being such a dick.
Oh god. Mole rat on a stick was a really bad idea. Excuse me.
Did I just hear what I think I just heard? Cat! Oh my gosh, when I took down the vertebrate, I killed this cat. I am such ashamed of myself now.
Child, it'll be a super gift. Welcome aboard, brother. Ah, knight. You have
I found some technical documents for you.
splendid. Here are the caps. Remember, the
Holy!
limited check
25 caps per thing?
patrols very carefully, and you might.
Oh my goodness, I actually have to go get more of these. You can make buck with that.
Cause was the wisest decision of your life.
So why have I been looking for ceramic, may I ask? Boom. Automatron. Build. Cancel. Now that we have an automatron with us.
This unit is currently in factory default mode. Do you wish unit remaining in factory default mode?
Now we actually have the ability to build with materials of, you know, all across the Commonwealth.
Identity confirmed.
Yep, and now we're gonna get into the point where I start building for 2.5 hours. Holy shit, that is square. Whatever. I wonder what I can muster up here. I've actually never really done a really good build here ever before. Z fighting in 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, actually, it doesn't Z fight. If you don't know what that is, basically it's like when the textures like try to overlap each other, so they like flash. You've seen it before, I guarantee you. Wonder, I bet you this concrete's probably coming from a... It's all coming from... It's called my other place with, you know, home plate. Probably have to go buy some shipments of concrete. Really? Yeah, I probably shouldn't be doing this in Power Armor. I'm not gonna build anymore on here. Better just. The Washington tornado. The most evil tornado ever recorded. Dude, this tornado was really close to me.
On November 17th, 2013, Matt Wells would witness one of the most frightening things anyone can ever see. A powerful tornado tearing up his hometown of Washington, Illinois. If we look a little bit closer, we can see millions of pieces of debris orbiting around the tornado. Thankfully, Matt was able to escape from the path of the tornado, but that was not the case for everyone in town. This is the full story of the Washington tornado. 6 months earlier, in May of 2013, two of the most infamous tornadoes would touch down in the Oklahoma City area, the Moore EF5 and the 2.6-mile wide El Reno Beast. While both of these tornadoes were extremely unique, they did both occur in May, by far the most active.
This one that happened in November 14th, I think.
And as the year drew on, summer came and went, leading to fall, a season that's not typically associated with tornadoes, especially in the Midwest. However, in mid-November, the forecasters at the Storm Prediction Center were monitoring a very powerful jet stream overlapping an area with extremely warm and moist air in Illinois and Indiana. Despite it being mid-November, all the ingredients for a severe weather setup were taking shape, and as a result, the Storm Prediction Center would issue a rare high risk for a 30% chance of tornadoes centered on Illinois and Indiana. And on the morning of Sunday, November 17th, while most were going about their day, whether it was at church or shopping at a mall, storms would initiate across central Illinois. The high risk was underway. Meteorologists monitoring the situation would take note of a dominant supercell near the city of Peoria, Illinois, and would issue the very first tornado warning of the day. And at 10:52 in the morning, a tornado would touch down right on the Illinois River. The tornado would continue northeast at 52 miles an hour, initially traveling over open fields. However, it was rapidly closing in on the town of Pekin, Illinois.
Pekin, if you are in the path of this cell, now is the time to take shelter, get to your basement, get to the centermost portion of your home, and take cover. I'm hearing things right now, Chuck.
Yes.
I think we may need to take shelter right
Yes.
now ourselves.
We do.
We need to go off
We
the
do,
air.
yeah.
We will be back when we can.
The tornado would once again cross the Illinois River and was about to bear down on the town of Pekin, Illinois. The moment the tornado moved into town was captured on video, and while it only appeared as a dusty circulation, it would produce EF2 level damage, affecting over 179 homes, 6 businesses, as well as injuring 10 residents, which could have been much worse if it weren't for the tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service prior to the tornado entering town. 4.5 miles after touching down, the Pekin tornado would lift right on the doorstep of the Henderson Funeral Home, and while this circulation had died, the day was far from over. Like a giant monster, the storm was taking a deep breath, forming a new hook on radar, and sure enough, at 10:59, a second tornado would touch down.
Cycling.
Immediately after forming, this tornado was already stronger than the Pekin EF2. As the tornado moved northeast, it would come within a few hundred yards of the WEK studio where the anchors took shelter just a few minutes
Take
prior.
shelter right
Yes.
now ourselves.
We do.
Video taken around this time would show how the tornado was an extremely compact circulation. The tornado would then pass through the parking lot of the newly built Summit Point Church. And at 11 o'clock, the National Weather Service would broadcast an extremely ominous message.
A confirmed tornado was located near East Peoria at 10:58 a.m. Washington.
Again, like,
affected around 11.
For example, like with any tornado, it's like
Notice to all personnel. Please think of your brothers and sisters down below.
yeah.
Thoroughly secure all gear while on the flight deck.
Something I
Thank
can
you.
do for you, soldier?
Yeah. See what's wrong with me, Doctor.
Well,
Hurting all over, Doc. Sure.
Like what's called a lot of tornadoes, they occur far away from me, but this one occurred very close. I could drive there right now.
and that's that.
The message was clear, and the people downstream should have immediately taken cover. Steve Newbow, aware of the oncoming threat, was frantically looking for his pet cats. Tragically, he did not make it downstairs in time.
I've been working closely with Scribe Naraya, examining some of the synth bodies that our recon teams have recovered. Even though we have yet to recover the synths that appear completely human, these lesser models are still astoundingly advanced. What's becoming apparent is that the Institute is the most technological.
On the morning of November,
Therefore, exceedingly dangerous.
Around 11:05 a.m.
the message was clear, and the people downstream should have immediately taken cover. Steve Newbow, aware of the oncoming threat, was frantically looking for his pet cats. Tragically, he did not make it downstairs in time, and would be the first victim of the tornado.
He's only one of
Satellite
3.
imagery shows how the tornado shredded these 2 homes into tiny little pieces. The tornado would continue its march northeast at over 55 miles per hour. It was right around this time Gary T
That shit
and his son would record the tornado from the northwest. At the beginning of Gary's video, the tornado had the same appearance as it did earlier in its life, a large funnel with a circulation underneath. You can also clearly hear the jet-like roar from the tornado, a sound that's only associated with strong tornadoes. As they continued to record, Gary would make the correct decision to take cover in a bank, and it was right around this time when they would capture one of the most pivotal moments in the entire life of the
Okay, maybe it's a very bad decision, but if I'm ever at a bank and there's a tornado, I don't care if I get tased, I'm running straight for that vault. Because that vault is extremely heavy and thick and armored, and it's probably one of the best defenses against a tornado you can get.
tornado. To the southeast of the tornado, a secondary vortex would merge with the main tornadic circulation. This process would rapidly intensify the tornado, making an already bad situation even worse. From this moment on, the tornado would produce an unbroken swath of high-end EF4 level damage.
Hey, a second one happened?
Bad situation. Southeast of the tornado, a secondary vortex would merge with the main tornadic circulation. This process would rapidly intensify the tornado, making an already bad situation even worse. From this moment on, the tornado would produce an unbroken swath of high-end EF4 level damage. Sadly, Army veteran Charles Kuntz was caught right in the crosshairs. He would initially survive, but in critical condition. 6 weeks later, Charles would pass. The tornado was now entering the town of Washington, Illinois, and it was only getting stronger.
And unlike any of these tornado videos, I can actually add a personal feeling, a personal touch. Around Washington, Illinois, there are what we call steel tube towers. Basically, transmission towers that look like a gray rod. You've seen these. A bunch of white steel tube towers. There's a bunch of white steel tube towers. Let me give me a picture. They look like that. You know, like not like the lattice towers that have a bunch of cage, like the cage towers. Well, when I went there, I think a few months after the tornado had hit, a steel tube tower was bent. Like, it was, the tornado must have caused this tower to lean.
Cars lie to us. Motorcycles tell us the truth.
What the heck?
On the morning of November 17th, 2000, I probably would have been outside doing the same thing as it did earlier. The tornado was now entering. It would pass.
1929 to 2014. That sucks.
The tornado was now entering the town of Washington, Illinois, and it was only getting stronger. Washington resident Greg Berkland would have by far the best view of the tornado as it went into town. You can see in his video all the dead leaves flying through the air, something that almost never happens in tornado videos, because tornadoes don't typically occur at this time of year, especially in Illinois. It's also, in my opinion, one of the most incredible tornado videos. You can really see the raw power of the tornado as it moves across the horizon. And while I appreciate this video, Greg really should have taken cover. Although I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have been outside doing the same thing. The tornado then crossed Washington Road and was now moving into the much more densely populated part of town. It was also around this time Chris Lancaster would begin recording the tornado from his backpack.
I think that's one of the most popular videos.
Chris's video, the tornado wasn't moving side to side. Rather, it was getting larger and larger. And while Chris was in danger, other residents were already feeling the impact of the tornado. 82-year-old Rosamond Allison was taking cover as her home took a direct hit. Tragically, the injuries she would sustain would be too much. She would pass 9 days later. The tornado would continue marching its way through town at an incredible pace of over 55 miles per hour, demolishing every single home in its path. And it was only getting stronger and stronger, eventually impacting Mackenzie Street, where it would fully sweep 3 homes off of their foundations, leaving only the hardwood floors and stairwell to the basements. Right as the tornado was doing some of its worst damage, Mark Wells would begin recording out his back door.
Holy moly! Alright.
No, I think that right there is the most infamous video. This is a mean bastard. I remember I was playing on my Xbox, and even though this is like at least 20 miles away, I think, roughly 20 miles away, my mom got me into the basement. We all went into the basement, even from this tornado, and it's become a, it's become almost like an urban, like, topic, I would say, around our area. It's definitely not forgotten. Everybody remembers that tornado. It's very personal to people in my area.
Mark would make the correct choice and take cover in his basement with his daughter, Josie. Despite the horrifying sounds of the tornado, Mark and his daughter would survive. However, their home was gone. The neighbors' homes to the north were even worse, as they were completely swept off of their foundations. Now, going back to Chris Lancaster, who was still recording the tornado from his back patio. And as the tornado got closer and closer, the winds would get progressively stronger and stronger, until it became too much, and the home would catastrophically fail, sending Chris flying. Chris was just barely south of the main core of the tornado, and miraculously, he would escape with only a few cuts on his face. The tornado was now leaving Washington, and it was at this moment Matt Wells began recording his encounter from the north, directly in the path. But he was making the wise choice to drive west, away from the tornado. Millions of pieces of debris swirled around the tornado, almost resembling confetti. However, this confetti was fragments of homes from the town of Washington.
That sucks, because you can't even...
Is, in my opinion,
a lot of these people don't even know it's coming.
Incredible tornado videos ever captured. And it shows just how strong the Washington tornado became. Now, compare this to what it looked like right before it hit town. The difference is ridiculous.
That is some
tornado left
Oklahoma shit, dude. When it became a rope and turned into a beast.
Imagery would leave behind cycloidal markings. These markings are caused by the subvortices within the tornado, which are areas of concentrated power that are both rotating and translating, resulting in this distinctive pattern in the ground, what I consider to be a tornado's fingerprint. After over 12 miles, the tornado was still going strong. Meanwhile, back in town, the people of Washington emerged from the debris.
I got her!
Due to favorable atmospheric conditions, the tornado persisted well past the town of Washington and was now closing in on the town of Roanoke, Illinois. The tornado would pass only a few hundred yards from the
Parsons Manufacturing
plant, the same facility
that was destroyed in 2004
from a violent F4 tornado back in 2004.
Yup.
The tornado continued northeast.
The Roanoke tornado is such a special tornado because we can, I think everybody, we have the right to celebrate and be happy about the EF4 of Roanoke. Even though it was F4, you might be wondering why would I be happy about such a disaster tornado. Luckily, the most severe injury ever sustained from that tornado was a woman requiring staples to her head. Other than that, that woman healed and was returned to health very quickly after. No fatalities recorded. What? I think only like 3 injuries recorded. It was a very close bullet, very close, like near miss tornado. But at the end, everybody survived and everybody walked away.
50 miles per hour.
Close to Benson.
Open fields. However, it was now setting its sights on another town, Minoke, Illinois, where Carla Katsecki was recording the tornado as she was driving.
Actually, another. If you don't know what a TD2 is, a TD2 is a tower that was built in the 50s, a microwave relay tower. The Benson, Illinois TD2 would be ripped down and destroyed. And I actually went to go visit this. That tornado basically, this building got cored by a tornado and it stood to tell a tale.
She was directly in the path of the violent tornado. Carlo would barely escape the tornado's wrath as the core of the tornado passed only a few hundred yards to the north. At this point, the tornado had been on the ground for over 35 miles, but it was still going strong. After barely missing the town of Minogue, Illinois, almost killing Carlo Consecchi, it would nearly hit Dana, Illinois, continue northeast, and at 11:47, the tornado would lift near the town of Long Point, Illinois. The Washington tornado had left a path of destruction of over 45 miles, destroying over 1,000 homes, which equated to about $950 million.
That is costly.
Putting it in the top 10 costliest tornadoes at the time. And even though the Washington tornado had lifted, the supercell was still going strong and would put down 2 other EF2 tornadoes. I also want to mention the deadly tornado that happened down south in New Minden, Illinois, killing 3, and an EF3 tornado that would affect Brookport, Kentucky, killing another 3 people. In total, 2013, a time of year that really shouldn't see any tornadoes.
That is bonkers.
But that's not the end of the story. How were the people of Washington going to recover from a tornado that destroyed over 1,000 homes in town? Almost immediately, the locals would get to work cleaning up the debris, donating supplies, and housing the unfortunate ones who now no longer had a home. And while the people were putting their blood, sweat, and tears into fixing their hometown, the mayor would ask for help from the federal government, applying for a $26 million grant from FEMA. Unfortunately, FEMA would deny the request, citing a rule: the threshold required for FEMA to approve the aid is equal to $1.35 times the state population. And given that the Illinois state population at the time was around 13 million, for some reason, FEMA did not grant Washington any federal aid, which is disgusting.
Thanks for helping, assholes.
Was one of the most impactful tornadoes ever, yet for some reason,
like,
FEMA did not consider that
massive middle finger to those guys, dude. What a shame.
And it really sets a horrible precedent. It basically says any tornado that occurs in a highly populated state like Illinois is not going to get any help from the federal government.
We really feel that the federal law that the FEMA follows needs fundamental reform and improvement.
It does.
It really is unfair to large states like Illinois and other large states as well that have big cities in them, but also many rural areas. And the formula that FEMA has followed with respect to aid to municipalities and counties just isn't fair.
And while the situation surrounding the FEMA funding is extremely disheartening,
yeah, we Illinoisans get destroyed in the stick all the time.
Takeaways. One of the most remarkable things about the Washington tornado is that it only killed 3 people. And while yes, 3 people is 3 too many, given the situation of a violent tornado going directly,
I have to say I'm very proud of the people that live in Washington.
3 dead is very low. So
I mean, sadly, people did die, but I feel like if people did not listen to warnings, this disaster could be extremely heavily amplified to such a high magnitude. I mean, can you imagine how many more people would have died if people just said, nope, don't care about the warnings? So big shout out to Washington. Again, 3 people too many have fallen, and 125 were injured, to 127 at least.
I did only 3 die. In my opinion, the main reason
I know a teacher that had one of their friends. I think one of those people were one of my teacher's friends that passed.
Service. While the Washington tornado was a freak tornado, the meteorologists saw it coming. They warned it and got the message out well ahead of time.
I saw the warning, and it was like,
countless lives. Now compare that to the Plainfield F5, another violent tornado that occurred in Illinois, but had no tornado warning. The confusion surrounding the Plainfield tornado was a huge issue and is the main reason why 20 people died, because none of those 20 knew what was coming their way. Another reason for the low death count was the quality of construction in Washington. Most of the homes had basements, meaning almost everybody had a safe place to go. Now compare that to Moore, Oklahoma, where almost none of the homes have basements. And sadly, the EF5 tornado that went through Moore, Oklahoma earlier the same year would kill a far greater number at 24. In the years following, Washington would fully recover. It's now nearly impossible to see where the tornado went through town.
I remember going there. They did do very good at recovering. They have completely turned around. Those guys do not give up. You'd be surprised how just so, you know, yeah, they're just really nice. The largest tornadoes are reported. It's 9 million views.
Tornadoes are unpredictable, volatile.
The whole country looked like it was in a nuclear blast of some kind.
And lethal.
I kept talking to myself, thinking, well, this is it.
They leave behind obliterated towns.
There were no houses left. They were all gone.
And bewildered scientists.
It's not an exact science.
Each tornado is unique, most dangerous, but few deadly. From the tremendous to the terrifying to the tragic. This is a countdown to a mega tornado, one that experts believe will devastate a major American city. The most ominous tornado warning comes when an apocalyptic-like darkness fills the sky. These clouds are precursors to a powerful storm, a supercell. Most tornadoes form when a violently rotating column of air stretches down from that supercell to touch the Earth. In general, the faster the wind speeds, the more dangerous the tornado.
Wait, I can't get into the Institute. How am I going to get into the Institute?
Little is known about these
I should have said yes, and then masqueraded as an Institute person.
Scientists are literally chasing the mysteries of tornadoes.
Sorry to let you down, but I'm afraid I'm not in the mood.
Actually, I'm looking.
You are? Her normal field expedition. I'm afraid.
Don't worry, I'll find.
Look, the last place. I'll mark it on your map. Look, if you find her.
You need a haircut. Dr. John at the Super Salon.
Self-prescribed chem, as recommended by me, myself, and I.
Tornadoes across the Great Plains of the United States, better known as Tornado Alley. More than 400 tornadoes threaten to wreak a path of destruction here every year. Far more than any other place in the world. The main reason
Australians got kangaroos. The British people got whatever they have. We got tornadoes.
The Gulf of Mexico to the south, and the fact that there are no physical barriers between here and the North Pole means that we are frequently changing air masses from warm to cold and back again.
Tornadoes are measured using the F scale. F for Dr. Theodore Fujita, who classified tornado strength by estimating wind speed based on devastation. The smallest twisters are F-zeros. They can reach 116 kilometers per hour, about the equivalent of a small hurricane. At the other end of the scale are F5s, whose winds reach speeds of up to 512 kilometers per hour. The tornadoes profiled here rise up the Fujita scale from an F2 that rips the roof off a house.
Did you see that?
To an F5 that lays waste to an entire neighborhood. It's all leading up to a mega tornado, one that some scientists fear will ravage a primary city.
Attica, Kansas, May 12, 2004. Scale 2-4. Key factor multiple tornadoes.
Kilometers southwest of Wichita lies the small town of Attica, Kansas. Just over 600 people live here. It's a town you could easily miss. On May 12, 2004, a tornado didn't. On that day, the blue skies over Harper County filled with storm clouds. Shortly after 6 p.m., Dan Smithheisler heads into Attica.
I did some work for the banker in there. And I told his wife, I said, you know, it's going to storm today.
Several thunderstorms form over southern Kansas. One look at these storms tells 30-year veteran meteorologist Chuck Doswell they might be a breeding ground for tornadoes.
One of the important ingredients that produces a tornado that we're pretty sure is the wind at low levels has to change direction and speed rapidly with height. We call that vertical wind shear.
The vertical wind shear typically spins the air into an invisible
vertical wind shear basically means the wind goes different directions and has different speeds at different heights.
Pressure drops. Condensation from the dropping pressure builds down the funnel, creating a visible tornado. That's exactly what's happening in the southern Kansas sky. Harper County Emergency Management Director Mike Lorig gets the first tornado warning at 6:45.
And when they start giving us those warnings, we listen and we say, hey, we need to start warning our public from there. We do not know if this is going to be an F-0 or it's going to turn into the monster.
This is the SCP Foundation.
Dude, that actually sounds pretty cool.
And fantasy. This is a secret organization.
That's actually pretty cool that they're making that game.
In Kansas, meteorologists carefully follow the thunderstorm as it tracks towards Attica.
Oh shit, sorry.
About 7:25 in the evening, a F2 tornado had made it to ground right up here just on this hill. The path of it was right across here.
As Lorig watches in astonishment, the tornado tears the roof off a home directly in front of him.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
This act of violence is just one of many. The angry skies over Kansas are far from finished.
We thought, okay, hopefully things are over. We got emergency crews set up for that. And then the storm just suddenly took a life on its own.
Storm chasers tracking the Kansas supercell relay information to meteorologists using mobile Doppler radar. They report the tornado's wind speed, location, and one other startling fact. The storm is producing multiple tornadoes.
Must have more choice than use multiple tornadoes.
Seen a city cell create more than one tornado before.
It can be a very dangerous situation because often people will be looking at the main tornado and feeling that as long as they're far enough away or they've taken cover that they should be completely safe.
Her team and others report seeing 16 tornadoes. They vary significantly in size and power. Biggest is an F4, roughly 160 kilometers per hour faster and with a corresponding wind force about 3 times larger than an F2.